to the channel, guys. My name is Thomas from TMWYT. Back again in the home garage. We have my cousin Josh's little Mk7 GTI. It's a lot different than the last time you saw it. I think the last time I showed this car, we were doing the custom sub box in the trunk. And now, as you can see, it is bagged on some rotiform BLQs.
Today we're installing the IE intake.
Integrated engineering intake for the Mk7 GTI. This thing is gonna look sweet, it's gonna sound sweet, and it's gonna be the first performance modification for little Josh's GTI. It makes whooshing noises.
It makes
It makes the car go stu-tu-tu-tu and whoosh, 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 whoosh. Oh, check out this little custom trunk setup you got going back here. Here's the box and how it's been holding up, if any of you are interested there. Now the lighting kind of sucks, but did a little Supreme Louis Vuitton wrap that I had laying around in the basement. Looks pretty sweet. I like how it turned out, and most importantly, Josh has liked how the car's turning out. So Subbox doing great still. Yeah, car's looking pretty sweet. This will, and here's his Instagram. Leave it down in the description below if you guys want to check that out. Josh is going to dive right into this box, show you what comes in the integrated engineering cold air intake for the Mk7 GTI. Let's get into it. Everything that IE does, they do a really great job. Yeah, all the wrinkled black looks super nice. It's gonna clean up really nice in the engine bay. You get the little stamp on the end there, the IE performance part, and that's a little air duct. And you can get a little carbon fiber shroud that covers the top of that, but makes the intake double the price. So, Josh, not about it. College life, dorm life.
It's called being poor.
Yeah. So super nice, again, wrinkled black, everything. Here's where the intake, the cone filter is gonna connect to. All right, we'll get everything laid out and we'll start getting the intake installed on Josh's Mk7 here. We're just diving into the engine bay up here. Gonna rip off the cover. What are you using channel locks on?
You gotta take off the clips.
Oh, okay, all right, I guess
that's fair, isn't it?
Yep, so just pop off those little
pops off there.
Clamps there. Little flathead guy on the turbo inlet side. Oh, you're really slow.
I'm on the struggle bus. This thing's like at the most weird angle. I got this out.
You got it out, but what'd you do?
Don't worry about it.
Where's my flathead?
Somewhere in my car.
Oh my. Drop my flathead down there, so he'll have to figure that out later. Now what are you pulling off, bud? Oh, vacuum line and secondary air injection. Some weird stuff. So pulled those off each of the inlets on this big, ugly plastic air box.
Piece of crap. Why do neither of these have screws?
Oh dear. Wow. Okay. It's on some grommets, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounded not pleasant. Nice. Yeah, so just grommets on either side, it looks like. Big ugly thing. Look how big and chunky this boy is. Super big and chunky. And that whole thing, and it just gets replaced with a couple of these nice looking wrinkled black and silicone pieces with a big old cone filter from IE. Don't mind the cloth battery box. Those things are atrocious.
She's pretty, what do you mean?
My Mk6 had a plastic battery box. Obviously doesn't have it anymore, don't ask. This has a cloth battery box, which I think is kind of weird. I guess it's for weight savings and probably for cost savings. But the Mk7 also has a plastic oil pan, which is ridiculous.
Stupid.
And a plastic drink,
who would have ever
which I
thought
think is
to
the
do
dumbest
that?
thing in the world. But yeah, just some weird stuff on the Mk7 that he decided to save weight or save cost, make the car cheaper, in my opinion. But you know, it is what it is. We're getting a cool intake in here. You still looking for the screwdriver?
No, I see it. I just don't know how to get. Oh, I could use the channel locks. Oh, I'm a freaking genius.
Oh dear. Reach. Did you get it? Nice. All right.
Stupid.
Back to the install. Don't drop any more parts down in the abyss. Oh my god.
I'm gonna drop these channel locks down my turbo inlet. See what happens. Is a good idea. Put a clean cloth.
Oh, look at him. Smart. Yeah, cover up the intake of the turbo so you don't get any metal
crap in it.
Screwdrivers that you drop and
shut up.
Damage stuff. This coolant hose right here, whatever this dinky thing is, gets relocated down underneath the intake. So we do have to pop that off and replace it with the one that IE provides. Just using pliers to get the coolant hose off there. Do you need a rag? Is it gonna spray coolant everywhere?
Yeah, I might.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That was a lot. That was hot as shit too.
Bruh. I should have been there with the rag. That's my bad.
I'm gonna question my life choices real quick.
Squirt gun, nice. This other side off camera, just so I could, you know, help him a little bit more and not just film him while he shoots coolant across his engine bay. IE supplies these little plugs, so you can plug up the tube while you get the other relocation hose ready to be put on. So if you don't have a friend, just be ready, quick hands with either the plug or a rag to stop the coolant. Just this one side kind of sprayed everywhere. But if you do have a buddy to kind of help you out and not shoot coolant in your engine bay, that's super dope. Also, if you are doing this to your car right after driving it, be aware the coolant's gonna be hot. This is about an hour or so after you last drove it, and the coolant was pretty hot, so be careful.
It's toasty for sure.
It's got the relocation hose. You can pop off the cap and then install it.
There's one.
It's seated all the way down there. These are really important, guys. You don't want to have a coolant leak, so please don't spray again. Just be quick with it. Oh, I think it's good. I think you shot all
of it out.
Sitting there across my garage and in your engine bay.
Look at that. We made it all the way.
I know.
Here. That's like a high score.
It's a squirt gun, dude. It's like a super soaker, but with steaming hot coolant. We got this little hose placed right there. You can see hose clamps on either side. Nice. So you're gonna kind of sandwich the two plates together, and then obviously comes with the included hardware to mate them together. And also check out little Performance by IE plate that they put on the end, and the wrinkle black does look really nice. It's gonna look even better all installed. IE also provides some grommets for this to mount where the stock airbox was with the grommets. You're just gonna toss those that IE provided on there. Right here and right there. Make sure both those grommets get seated on there. Nice. Cool. On here, they provide some hardware to mount this little bracket into the crash bar radiator support. So this little elbow piece is gonna have this little black flange that they provide. Make sure you get the hose clamp on there. Perfect. Sheesh. And that little plastic elbow goes in that spot. Josh got two silicone intake pipes that connect to the turbo, and I believe one of them is a little bit bigger. They offer a turbo.
It's like an eighth of a millimeter bigger.
Yeah, it's like their own separate intake inlet side for the turbo, a different part that they offer rather than this plastic one. What do you know? It's plastic. The one that has the towel in it there. You can get a metal version of that, and so I assume that's what this pipe is for. So that's nice that they provide that with the intake system, just in case you want to end up doing that, which we probably will.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. You know, just like he'll probably eventually do the carbon fiber shroud, but not right now.
Just when I'm less poor.
Exactly. Josh is putting on the hoses on this little coupler, so it's a little bit easier with stuff kind of out of the way. So there's this little hose that goes into that tiny little coupler on the bottom, and then the bigger hose goes into that flange on the one side. You use the stock clip and it just clips onto that flange that they provided. You already got that hose clamp tightened up underneath there, yeah? Mm-hmm. Cool.
Just do a little sitsy here.
I don't recommend that, but okay. Sit on your
tired.
Now guys, you maybe get tired during this install and you will want to sit on your headlight, but
you will sit on your headlight. Shut up.
I recommend that you don't sit on your headlight. Careful maneuvering. Josh finally got it in 20 years later.
Actually, it was like 12 this time.
12 years? Yeah. Yeah, got everything nice and seated. Make sure all the hoses are all the way on and the hose clamps are nice seated center on there. You don't want any leaks in your boost system. That would suck. Kind of sucks that you have to buy the inlet separately. So you have the Mark 6 one. It just bolts directly onto the turbo, which is pretty cool. You know, I guess Mark 7s, you know, gotta be more expensive and more difficult.
Because they're nicer.
So Mark 6 is king, bro.
You're just trying to make yourself feel good about your box.
Damn.
The one back there.
The most annoying one. Don't drop a tool down there this time. Bruh!
No, it's right there.
Oh my gosh.
Why? I didn't know this one was a push one. I was just trying to switch the direction. See this? It's still here.
Rattling around in your engine bay on the way home.
What's that noise? Don't worry about it. It's probably 10.
little box over here, kind of the shroud side. We got the big IE cone filter.
You can see here, they come pre-oiled for you.
Oh,
So nice.
Oiled. This is nice. Pretty cool. Got the big IE logo on the side, and it'll just slide over there with a massive, I think the biggest hose clamp I've ever seen. It's even bigger than the one on mine. Oh, smart. Look at him. I don't think you need a torque gun on there, but jeez. Okay. Work smarter, not harder. Oh, he reversed it. Oh, he busted it. Oh my gosh, you're such a dummy. Bruh.
It's backwards.
The whole thing's gone. Oh
What
my
thing?
gosh.
That never happened. Cut.
I'm gonna work smarter and use the torque gun. Reverses the entire hose
Cut.
clamp off.
Cut. I'm gonna start by doing this for the first time.
Nope. Everybody just saw you mess up that hose clamp. Try number 16,000.
There we go.
And make sure the drill, yep, forward. Good job, nice. Oh, look at that.
That's why you double check all your hose clamps. This one is not tight.
Bro.
At all. I just didn't tighten it. I am pro modder.
Yeah, so this is Josh's automotive resume. All the Jiffy Lubes. If you want a pro modder, here you go. Here's Josh. He's got red wheels.
I can change oil sometimes.
You can sometimes change oil. He has trouble with the little plastic drain plug sometimes, but that's okay.
It's because it's stupid. Who thought of that? Who thought of a plastic oil pan in the first place?
Das Auto.
Off camera, I installed this little weather strip that kind of seals the intake box against the hood. And that is the intake all installed. Great start. First performance mod, look at you. Now you can go take on some
I'm gonna go gap the 1,000 horsepower R35s now. They
They
don't
don't
even
even
have
know
a
it's
chance
coming,
now.
Okay.
Sleeper. I'm gonna run sevens and a quarter mile.
This is a noise intake, pretty much. It's probably got some performance enhancements, I don't know.
7 of them.
It's all 7 of them. All right, let's get a first start. Wow. So cool. Can confirm, Josh's car sounds more like a vacuum cleaner now. It's got the suck. Suck. It's probably gonna be super dark because it is night and very cold here in Utah. Yeah, little whooshy noises. Nice. Pairing this intake with IE's tune is going to be the most beneficial. As we've stated before, Josh is in college, so
Soon. We're gonna get it soon.
you kind of got to
Stage 1.
space everything out. And it'll add just a couple little psh and whoosh noises. Nothing too crazy. It's not going to be super obnoxious, but it does add some sounds, and it probably does add some performance benefits. A little bit better airflow and stuff like that. So pretty great mod for if you're kind of just starting out your Mk7 GTI build. Alright guys, and that is Josh's Mk7 GTI, kind of where the build is standing. We got the intake put on. We'll ask his thoughts inside because it's freaking cold. Whew, it's chilly.
It sounds great. It's fun. I don't think it adds much power, but it makes me happy, so.
It makes whooshy noises.
It does make good whooshy noises.
Yeah, and install wasn't too bad besides getting squirted by the coolant.
No, you just gotta watch out for the coolant, and the hose clamps, but that's to be expected. So
there you go.
Super easy, and would recommend 100%.
That is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's quick little video on Josh's new integrated engineering intake for the Mark 7 platform. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.
Peace.